That's your new baseline. Why? Because you went through menopause and it takes more protein now to do the same job that protein used to do in your system. So if you are only getting 100 grams of protein now in menopause, you're actually still being undernourished in protein. What? Yes. To maintain that muscle mass and everything else, and especially for women that are in menopause, there's nothing more important for your bone health, for your stamina, for your immune system, for your balance, for your brain health, to have that muscle. And you gotta have the fuel to feed that muscle, which is protein. Hey there, welcome to the Female Health Solution podcast, where we discuss women's health, hormones, and everything else in between. Join me as we dive into the tools that you need to live your healthiest life. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Female Health Solution podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Beth Westy. We are going to talk about how much protein women need a day. Different equations to calculate that. And then we're going to talk about how I get so much protein in my day all the time. Yes. All right. So protein is one of my favorite things to talk about because it has such an immediate impact on your health, on your energy, on your vitality, on your sleep, on your hormone regulation, everything. If you can do nothing else for your health, eat more protein. Eat more protein. Right? Women are so often underfed in protein, in actual nourishment that gives you energy. We have been brainwashed by diet culture to say, oh my God, don't eat so much, calories in, calories out, people. No, wrong. If we want to have healthy, active bodies, especially as we age, especially as we go through different hormonal transitions, right? It's really important. It's one thing if you're 22 and you don't have that much stress in life and you're like, yeah, cool. I'm going to just really reduce what I'm eating. Yeah, okay. That is not something you can keep up for a life. That is not a lifestyle to follow. For fertility reasons, pregnancy reasons, postpartum things, then getting into life stressors and events and stuff that you have to have the stamina to exist through, and then going through perimenopause, menopause, and beyond, and having a healthy body in life. Protein, my friends. How much protein do I need? It is not an easy just equation. Everybody, get this and get this and this and then this. Listen, it depends on your activity level. It depends on your, it depends on your activity level. It depends on your stress levels. It depends on how much you're sleeping. It depends on where you're at hormonally, right? And what your focus is and what your goals are. And you might not be able to figure all that out on your own. This is why in the Female Hormone Solution program, in the programs that we have, we help you calculate what the right amount for you is right now, and then get to a level that would be more of a maintenance unless something shifts. I hear from women all the time that they've been through the program and they're like, oh my gosh, this just happened for me. And I say, how much protein you're getting? Well, I'm getting about this. I say, get 20 grams more a day. You're going to need it right now. Yeah. You need it now. Your system needs it. You're going to get through this a lot easier if you are well nourished. Stop starving yourself and thinking that that's going to help you progress and function better or feel better or whatever. Stop starving yourself. If you are hungry, eat protein. You're never going to go wrong with eating protein. So different examples of how we work on calculating this, right? I'll start with myself because I like to do that because I am never afraid to be transparent on things. I am 6'2". I'm an Amazon of a human. I am, I'd say right now, moderately active. I do about 3 workouts a week. And then other than having children and running around and running a household and everything, right? I sit down to podcast and do that. Otherwise, I'm never sitting down. I've been doing extra heavy lifting because I've been making a lot of sourdough and my cast iron Dutch oven is very heavy. Oh, I'm kidding. So my protein amount when I am in a super active mode, when I was training, like really training, this was before I had mold stuff more recently, I would get 180 to 200 grams of protein a day. Yep. To keep up with muscle mass, metabolism, everything. Going through mold stuff, a lot of me just did not feel good. I now, with my activity level and things like that, I get about 150 grams of protein a day. And my goal right now is to build more muscle. So especially on days that I'm working out, I'm making sure I'm getting branched chain amino acids in to offset that. So it's different. But does everybody need that amount of protein? No. If you're 5'2" and you're 120 pounds, getting 100 grams of protein to 115, 120 grams a day is good. And then the fluctuation of plus or minus a serving or two would honestly just be dependent on, have you been on track recently? Or have you had a really big active day? All that other stuff, right? Think of our systems as like being like a kid's system. When we go through growth spurts, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, stress-wise, everything else, we are going to need more fuel for that. When you are more active, you are going to need more fuel. One of the hardest things is if you do a really tough workout, if you do, I had a gal who we would go to the same gym together and she would do these classes. And then sometimes people would stay and do like a double workout or whatever. I've done that before, right? But I eat in between and she would not eat. And then she would not eat more the rest of the day thinking I'm burning more calories. So that's actually going to be more beneficial for me. It started to shut down her metabolism because she wasn't eating additional protein to counterbalance the double activity that she was doing back to back that day. Now, if you're just doing it once, right, your system can roll with it. But if you start doing this every day, 5 days a week for a month, and you're not eating to offset that, eating more protein, that's where we're going to run into trouble. So it's not easy for me. I'm never going to tell someone this is the exact formula. Take your weight, take your body mass, take your muscle mass, and it's 1 gram per 1 pound of muscle mass or da-da-da-da. That can be a place to start. But for women, for your hormones, for your stress levels, for all these other things, it is different. And keep in mind, if you are in menopause, you need more protein. If you were getting, say, 100 grams of protein before, say you're 5'2", right? And before you go through menopause, 100 grams of protein a day, you've been consistent, you were good with that. Maybe you added a little bit more. Sometimes when you are under stress or whatever, great results. Fantastic, super duper. Now you go through menopause, what's your baseline? What's your bottom? Not 100, it's now 120. It's now 120. That's your new baseline. Why? Because you went through menopause and it takes more protein now to do the same job that protein used to do in your system. So if you are only getting 100 grams of protein now in menopause, you're actually still being undernourished in protein. What? Yes. To maintain that muscle mass and everything else, and especially for women that are in menopause, there's nothing more important for your bone health, for your stamina, for your immune system, for your balance, for your brain health, to have that muscle. And you gotta have the fuel to feed that muscle, which is protein. And rant. I went on a little bit of a rant there. So how do I do this? What does my day look like? I will show you. Besides eating food, right? I will eat 4 eggs at a time. When I eat eggs, I'll have 4 eggs and greens and toast or something. Yes. If I am not getting as many carbs in because I'm in my progesterone phase, right? Something like that. Or I'm carb cycling, I'll just eat the eggs. I cook them in grass-fed butter, coconut oil, or avocado oil. Sometimes olive oil, but I don't love the flavor of that. I really love butter and a little bit of avocado oil in the pan, cast iron pan. Delicious. Yes. I make the same thing for my kids too. That's how my kids eat as well. So I'll do that. I'll also do a protein shake. Now, I don't know if you can see on my shirt, there's Minnesota. I live in Minnesota. If you couldn't tell from how I talk, live in Minnesota. I bagged up some of my favorite things. Look at this. Do you guys know what this is? This is the coveted Bemidji bag from the state fair. That's right. Me and my friend stood in line this year and got the amazing Visit Bemidji Great Moments. It says it's this red and it's a red and black checkered and then green and black checkered here. For those of you that can't see the video of this. This is a big deal at the state fair. It is. It is. Everybody loves their swag. And in one of the commercial buildings that is near the 4-H building, because I was in 4-H, my kids are in 4-H. This is what and how exciting. Okay. How I get my protein in, besides having breakfast, right? I also protein pace. So making sure every 2 to 3 hours getting something in. Now, instead of just cooking all day long and spending my life in the kitchen eating, cooking and eating, how do I do that? I will cook food, and then I'll also have a shake. So, my potential power nutrition shake, this has 24 grams of protein, and then I will add my grass-fed collagen to it, which this has another 14 grams of protein in it. So 24 plus 14, 38. 38 grams of protein right there. So if I'm having 4 eggs, that's roughly 24 grams of protein right there. You know, say I have peanut butter toast or something too, I can make it 30 grams of protein with one of my meals. Then we're going to round up a little bit because I do a heftier scoop. I'm not just doing a flat scoop of 14 grams. So instead of it being 38 grams of protein, I'm going to say 40. So breakfast 1 is 30 grams of protein with 4 eggs and peanut butter toast. Meal 2, these 2 things right here, which is super fast to make. Did you see that? What was that? I didn't know that it did that. For those of you that are watching the video of this, balloons come across the screen when you put up 2 fingers. I talk with my hands a lot, so sometimes these things surprise me. Okay. So 30 grams of protein, meal 1. Meal 2, a shake. And this is not super filling. This will not be super, super filling. And this is going to be about 40 grams of protein then. So right there with meals 1 and 2, that's 70 grams of protein. Easy. Do you need to add the collagen then if you're not trying to get that much protein? No, but I'm showing you how I do it. This right here. And again, what if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't need 40 grams of protein. I only need, just use half a scoop then of the collagen, right? And add a half a scoop later or something, right? There's ways to modify this where you don't need to worry about the exact thing. Calculate it, what's good for you. It's easy to do it if you're like, yeah, if I eat 3 meals a day and shoot for about 30 grams of protein at my 3 meals, that's 90 grams of protein. Okay. So what's the other number you're trying to get to? Oh, for me, if I'm shooting for 150 at least, right, then I need to make sure that I'm getting more, right? So 150, let's just say, because again, a lot of people use 150 as a good benchmark, minus 90, 60. This is a great way to do it, right? This is almost 40 right here. Other things I love. RAR bars. These are plant-based, right? This one has 21 grams of protein in it by itself. A great snack, easy to digest, all of that stuff. Very filling. This is a great plant-based protein bar. Other things that I will do. This is Greek yogurt. I literally grabbed this from my fridge. I also make my own Greek yogurt. I'm into that now. 18 grams of protein. Per serving, a serving is 3/4 cup. I actually don't eat just 3/4 cup. I eat more than that. I'll eat at least a cup. Put some berries and some honey on it. Delicious. There we go. Greek yogurt. And then the other thing I will do is cottage cheese. I will add this to so many things. Half a cup of this is 12 grams of protein, which again, meaning if you're getting a full cup, you're getting 24 grams of protein. Kemp's is a Minnesota brand. Also, in case you're wondering, I'm not here to talk about the brands. I'm just talking about like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, all those things on a regular basis. Those are dairy, right? But I'm also showing you plant-based options as well that are going to give you lots of extra protein for the day. That's how you do it. Really easy. Do I do all of these every day? No. I will usually do a yogurt and a shake and a bar. And then again, I'm shooting for over 30 grams of protein. So if my breakfast is at least 4 eggs, my lunch, I'll do a can of tuna fish and some of the cottage cheese. I love that. That's going to be like 40 grams of protein, but sometimes I don't eat the whole thing. Sometimes I share with the dogs. And then dinner, like last night for dinner, we had venison. I know I got at least 40 grams of protein with that. It's easy to get the protein when you've got these tools to supplement those gaps. So if nothing else, if you're like, how do I get more protein in? How do I do this? How can I shift this? And you're like, I don't know that I can change my meals as much. You can focus more on protein with the meals, yes, but just start filling in the gaps. Or I even have a lot of gals that I say, listen, if you only can stomach adding in a bar or adding in a snack as a bar, that's fine. I said, start with a shake then with your meal. Have your breakfast with a shake. That's amazing to start to increase your protein. And then you'll realize, oh my gosh, I can handle this protein. I am craving more protein. I'm feeling more energy. I can feel my body respond. And you'll know it when you start to do things around your house. You pick up a laundry basket and you're like, whoa, I thought that was going to feel heavier. That's amazing, right? Whoa, I thought this was going to be tougher. It's making a difference. Start getting more protein. Now, women can only build a 0.5 pound to 1 pound of lean muscle a month. But to get it closer to 1 pound, get that protein in. But if you have questions on this, if you are looking for guidance on this, reach out to me. This is what we help people do. There are some gals, because of their schedule, because of their travel schedule, their lifestyle, they work nights as a nurse, they're a teacher, and they barely get time to pee during the day. I have all these little tricks and tips that working with thousands of women for years, for over a decade and a half on this stuff that I have cultivated to help you get more protein in throughout the day and have it be effective for you and have it actually work. Stop trying to spin your wheels. Stop trying to figure it out all on your own. Let somebody else just help, collaborate with you and give you these ideas. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you need anything else. I am here. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you later. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. If you would like more information, just head on over to drbethwesty.com for all the show notes and information from today's episode. And if you're looking for more community, more support, you can find and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and I would love to see you there.